Good evening, everybody. Hello there. Carson Meredith back with you on a Sunday night. It is 7:22. It feels like September, and I love it still. And I hope you are too. Hope you had a good weekend as we're getting ready to head into another work week. Looks like the pleasant feel might stick around a little while longer than expected. Anybody complaining about that? I wouldn't imagine. So we'll talk about that. We'll, of course, look ahead to those storm chances for later on this week. And we'll also talk about a new storm in the tropics. I'm going to introduce you to Ernesto, soon to be Ernesto, here in just a few minutes. But before we get into the big talk, let's go to the comments. Adam says, good evening from Bloomington. Hope all is well up there, my friend. Tracy says, hello from Salem. Another beautiful day up in Washington County and everywhere in Wave Country. Nancy's watching in Columbia tonight. Adam's asking about enjoying one more cool night, or saying he's going to enjoy one more cool night. Yeah, it's going to feel very, very refreshing again overnight tonight. And it wasn't quite as cool last night because we had some surprise clouds move in. It was still comfortable, but it was the upper 50s and low 60s instead of a little bit cooler, but splitting hairs at this point. It's going to be another nice night. Angela's always chiming in saying hello. Carrie says perfect weather. I agree. Karen says hello from Elizabeth, Indiana. Hope all's well there across the river. Weather was awesome this weekend, and it was indeed. Christy's watching in Hardin County. Kevin's in St. Matthews watching us on YouTube. Susan says she loves this weather. Indeed. DJ King watching from our friends up in Jennings County, North Vernon. Got everybody across Wave Country covered tonight. All right, here we go. That is a live view of E-Town. And you notice some of these thinner, wispier clouds have been filtering in this evening. That's all it is. Okay, we had a ton of sunshine today. We still got a good bit of sunshine here for another hour and 20 minutes or so. Remember that sunset's getting earlier, right? Those days are getting shorter. But yeah, thin wispy clouds filtering in. It's a nice evening. Maybe you're running out to get some dinner here in the next little bit. No issues at all. Our current temperature here in Louisville is 78 degrees. Last time I checked the climate report, we hit 82 today, which was our forecast. So right on the nose with that. It's been kind of breezy the last few days, right? That wind has been, it's out of the west right now, around 12 miles an hour. Yesterday it was out of the northwest. So it's kind of been aiding in keeping this cooler feel around. And the dew points too, of course, in the 50s, which is very, very nice and very unusual for what is today, August 11th. So we will continue to enjoy it until we get to 42 days from now, when we can actually, hopefully, settle into that true fall feel. 42 days away, 6 weeks from today, ladies and gentlemen, September 22nd, 8:44 a.m. Eastern Time. I'm counting every second. Can't wait. Let's go to radar. I don't need to stay on this long. There's nothing on radar tonight. And the reason why, of course, is our friend, the big blue H. You see several H's, but the high pressures and low pressures on this particular map, they're done by a computer, so sometimes they duplicate. Let's just do this. Big giant H. There we go. High pressure is in full control. The high pressure is basically right on top of us, or it's going to be tonight and into Monday, so that for the most part will keep things quiet. There still may be a tiny little blip to talk about tomorrow. With maybe a shower here or there. But all in all, it's quiet tonight. Get my drawing off of there. If you want to go find some activity, you got to go up to Nebraska and northwestern Kansas tonight. Pretty good cells out there. How about that? This is in Nebraska. This isn't here, okay? You ever heard of Ogallala, Nebraska? Let me circle that little town right there. Sounds funny, but it's a great town. I stopped there when I was storm chasing back in college. So if you ever find yourself driving down I-80 in Nebraska for whatever reason, stop in that town. It's a good little town. North Platte is too. But anyway, that's where the severe stuff is happening tonight. Got a few showers out near Kansas City. And it's this general area, really, that we'll watch tomorrow for clusters of storms out there that may hold on long enough to give us a stray shower here at home. It's a very low chance, guys. We're talking 10%, okay? What's working in our favor right now is that drier air that's in place. When you got dry air, rain moving in, dry air at the low levels of the atmosphere especially, that'll just eat up those raindrops before they reach the ground. So that's why the rain chance is rather slim as we go through at least the start of this work week. A lot of folks chiming in tonight. Let's see who else is here. Kurt's watching in Georgetown, Indiana. Ashley's always watching. Hello, hello. Tammy says, hey, from Jeffersonville. Adam says that breeze feels great. Yes, it does. Hey, Byron, watching from my old stomping grounds in Alabama. Hey, Byron, hope all is well for my friends in North Alabama. Gary says, please don't wish summer away. We're not wishing summer away, Gary. We're not. I know a lot of you still love summer, and that is perfectly fine. There's some people out there that love winter. There's some that love spring. I myself love fall. We're all entitled to whatever we might prefer when it comes to the seasons. Let's see. Hey, Carrie says he's been to Ogallala. It's a cool town, right, Carrie? Anyway, all right. Susan says she loves fishing at 11 Mile. Nancy has a good reminder for us. Indeed, the Perseids meteor shower peaks tonight. Well, really early tomorrow morning, just before sunrise. So when that meteor shower peaks, there's going to be some of these higher clouds around. So it's not necessarily going to be a totally clear view, but it will be a mostly clear view. It's actually a good segue, Nancy. Thank you. Tonight, mostly clear and comfortable. Again, there will be some thin, wispy clouds continuing to stream in. But hey, you might be able to see something flashing through the sky near sunrise tomorrow morning. So yes, Nancy, good reminder. Appreciate it. SPC Paducah on YouTube says, what college did you go to? I went to Western Kentucky University. Go Tops. Down in Bowling Green. What is it, 2 hours from here? Still got a lot of very, very dear friends of mine that live down that part of the world. I go down there often too. Great experience. If you know anybody that wants to go into meteorology, it doesn't have to be TV. It can be the weather service. It can be emergency management, whatever. I strongly encourage WKU. Great meteorology program, and it's a great school as well. Let's see. Michael says, photo shoot at Fort Knox Friday afternoon. We got rain. Maybe. We might have some rain on Friday. I'll deep dive into that here in a minute. Angela says, it's been a gorgeous day. That is for sure. Amanda says, broke out my fall smell goods today. You talking like the candles and all that good stuff, Amanda? Love it. Windows were open too. Yeah, it's been great. Great. That is for sure. Just scanning the comments here. Hey, Shonda's watching tonight. Late to the party. It's always a party here, Shonda. You know, everybody's welcome to the party on weekends and during the week too. Okay, for Monday, temperature-wise, very similar to today. Maybe a tick warmer. When I say a tick, I mean a degree. It's going to be a pretty comfortable day again. 83. It's not going to be as sunny. It might be a little more gloomy. There'll be more clouds around. But it's still going to feel very pleasant for mid-August. 83 is the high. We've got that tiny shower chance. This is going to be tomorrow afternoon. You notice on Futurecast, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, here comes all those clouds starting to build back in. But as we go through the afternoon and evening, that zone I was talking about a minute ago out near Kansas City, where those storm clusters might be an issue for them tonight and early tomorrow, what's left of them might give us a few showers, a few very light showers tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow evening. But you notice it's not a lot, and they struggle to get to wave country. So that's why our forecast only has a 10% shower chance at this point. I actually dropped it from a 20% chance because models continue to suggest that drier air is going to eat up these raindrops as they get here. So for now, we'll keep it at 10%. Brian's actually going to be filling in on sunrise tomorrow morning on TV. So If he's looking over the data overnight tonight, he sees we got to bump up that chance, we might have to. But regardless, the rain chance is low tomorrow, but we still can't rule out a couple of stray showers here or there tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening, and possibly into the early part of Tuesday as well. Not a big deal. Not a big deal at all. A lot of us will just see more clouds than sunshine on Monday and into Tuesday as well. Now let's talk about later this week, because this is our main focus for at least the next 7 to 10 days. So this is Thursday around 3 o'clock in the morning. That ridge of high pressure to our south and west, it's kind of set right now to where those storm clusters, if my drawing tool will work, it's kind of set to where the storm clusters go just to our south and west. I mean, just barely. Through Missouri, Tennessee, Arkansas, that particular zone. But as this ridge continues to slide to the east and northeast ever so slightly, that kind of puts us in the zone once again for these storms. Now, a lot of people are probably asking, okay, is this going to be a setup similar to what we had 2 weeks ago where we had 4 straight alert days? At this point, I do not see that, but I say that with caution. Just because you're not going to have tons of clusters of storms doesn't mean that you're not going to have severe storms. We may have a few stronger storms to talk about. My personal opinion, looking over all the data this weekend, is I don't think this go round is going to be as potent or as lengthy as what we saw 2 weeks ago. So hopefully that trend continues. But you notice as we get towards Thursday, some of those clusters try to move in northwest to southeast, like so. And there's still some question, obviously, as to exactly when storm clusters move through. We really can't nail that down at this point, but also, will they get here? Let me rewind Futurecast here. So, like, notice around noon on Thursday, you got all that mess out in Illinois, but by 8 o'clock at night, it fizzles out. So there could still be some drier air initially, at least on Thursday, that might help us out a little bit. That's hard to nail down at the moment. But nonetheless, the pattern is favorable for these shower and storm chances to go up starting on Thursday, going through Friday. So, Michael, you're asking about a photo shoot in Fort Knox Friday. Don't cancel it. Just keep the Wave Weather app handy in case you get lightning or heavy rain alerts, because you notice there will be some pockets of dry time. There will be pockets of dry time later this week. It's just we'll have to watch these clusters potentially of storms that move by, or just these scattered storms that move by that could cause some heavy rain, maybe some gusty winds too. And as far as when this pattern moves out, that's still iffy as well. This is the European model, suggests we could have another round of showers and storms on Saturday of next weekend, I suppose. But it, for the most part, starts to clear things out of here early Sunday. Next Sunday, not tonight, next Sunday. The GFS, however, wants to keep lingering showers, maybe a few storms around into next Monday and next Tuesday. So there's still some timing differences that we need to nail down there. But in general, the highest storm chances for now are Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It will not rain all day on any of those days, but you'll have to watch out for some storms that have heavy rain, maybe gusty winds. But it doesn't look quite as alarming of a setup compared to what we had a couple weeks ago. Hope that all made sense. Back to the comments we go. Everybody's chiming in tonight. Amanda, to answer my question, candles and wax warmer cubes. What are those? I've seen them before, and I just never put a name to an object, but that sounds cool. Look, I love it. Keep doing it, Amanda. You do you. Joseph says, are we done with rain for August? No, we are not. Excuse me. As you just saw, we'll keep those storm chances around, especially by the end of the week, Joseph. So still quite a few rain chances to come. Luke says he's got the windows open. Loves this type of weather. Can't we keep it for the rest of the summer? If only, Luke. If only. But I will say, if you look at the 10-day, which I'll show you here in just a moment, we currently do not have any 90-degree temperatures in our 10-day earliest alert, which is not unheard of around here in August, but it doesn't happen very often, that is for sure. Savannah asks, how bad is it going to rain Thursday for the first day of the fair? Well, again, like we mentioned a minute ago, let me get this back to Thursday during the day. It's not going to rain all day, but there will be storms at times during the day. I just can't tell you exactly hour by hour right now when those storms might roll through on Thursday. So there will be some dry time to go check out the opening day at the fair, which, another reminder, Tuesday, August 20th, Wave will be at the fair. So you can come out and say hello to us in the South Wing on Tuesday, the 20th. Nancy, echoing my thoughts about Western. It's a great school. Hey, you're a Western grad too, Nancy. Very nice. Go Tops. Go Tops. Hello here in Louisville. Hope all's well. Nancy says Garden needs the rain again. Isn't it crazy, guys? We go from being kind of on the edge of a drought to getting 5, 6, 7 inches of rain in a week. And now we're getting too dry again. We just can't balance it out, can we? That's always the battle. Richard says, about how much rain do you anticipate this week? Tricky question to answer at this point, Richard, because it's going to be scattered storms. So it's not like, big slug of rain. Everybody's going to get 1 inch of rain across the board. Some of us may not see a whole lot, but if you see repeated rounds of heavier storms, we could easily see those amounts get closer to that 1 inch range. So could be anything from 0 to 1 inch of rain, Richard. I wish I could nail it down a little bit more at this point, but we're just not there yet. Ashley says, do y'all see an extended dry period soon? Not a huge extended dry stretch. Really, the longest dry stretch is the one that we've been in for the last week, to be honest with you. So there's going to be some decent breaks in rain, in my opinion, but I'm not seeing anything that's like over a week at this point. Okay, Shonda's helping me out here. Look up Scentsy warmers and wax melts. Okay. I'm moving into a new place in the fall, so I'm kind of getting some ideas. So thank you all. Appreciate it. Angela's asking about Ernesto. We will get to Ernesto right now. Soon to be Ernesto. But remind everybody again, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, best storm chances at this point. It's not going to be a washout on any of those days, but you'll have to watch out for heavy rain, lightning, and maybe some wind as well during that little 3-day stretch. And hopefully we quiet things down about a week from now. Okay, let's go to the tropics. We do not have Ernesto just yet. Let's be very clear on that. We do not have Ernesto just yet, but here it is. Kind of a disorganized cluster of storms at this point that is slowly getting its act together. Now, it's moving into a pretty good environment. It's going to be heading out towards the Leeward Islands, getting close to Puerto Rico, actually, later this week. The current name for this storm is Potential Tropical Cyclone 5. That is a lot of gobbledygook to say that this is going to become a tropical storm in all likelihood. When, you might ask? Let's show you the track from the Hurricane Center. And let me zoom in on it so you can see it a little bit better. We'll go piece by piece. So right now, it's still just a potential tropical cyclone. So that's why you see the L right here. It will likely become a tropical storm sometime tomorrow. That's when it would become Ernesto, is tomorrow. So there you see that. Around 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Getting close to Antigua and Barbuda as we get towards, what does that say? Tuesday afternoon. So you see the tropical storm warnings for that part of the world. And as it makes that sharp right turn to the east, it might scoot by Puerto Rico on Wednesday. But that right-hand turn like this is a very good thing for the United States, because at this stage of the game, notice how it is way offshore. So at this time, impacts for the United States look slim to none. I'll explain why I say slim here in a second. What we'll have to watch is our friends in Bermuda. There's Bermuda right there. And you notice Ernesto is likely going to become a Cat 2 hurricane by the end of the week, Thursday, and could get close to Bermuda. So we'll have to keep a very, very close eye on that by then. Now, I caution to say that the United States is totally 100%, no doubt about it, clear from this thing at this point. Because it always seems like with these recurving tropical cyclones, they want to get mighty, mighty close to New England and Nova Scotia, Canada. So some ensemble models are trying to suggest that. Some, not all. So I'm not ready to say the U.S. is totally clear yet. Florida, Georgia, look good. The Carolinas, Virginia, Maryland, probably in good shape. It's just going to be this northeastern part of the country, New England, up into Canada, that we'll have to watch just to make sure that Ernesto stays far enough away to where it won't cause any problems on the mainland. And we'll have to watch out for our friends in Bermuda as well. So let me get you back to the big picture view so you can see that track in full. There you go. And I will take some comments once more. Angela asks, what about that blob of storms to the east where soon-to-be Ernesto is? Yeah, I noticed that too today. The Hurricane Center doesn't have anything at this point, but we'll keep an eye on it. I got to think that as Ernesto gets its act together and that storm just kind of follows trains on a track in that same path, that might keep it from getting too crazy. But we'll watch it. Shonda says, refresh my memory. If it starts as a tropical storm and then goes to a hurricane, does it still keep the same name? Yes, it does. Good question. Very good question. So as soon as Ernesto becomes a tropical storm, it is Ernesto for the rest of its lifetime. Hurricane, tropical storm, tropical depression, whatever the heck it might become after that. Its name will always be Ernesto once it is assigned Ernesto, regardless of how strong it is. So good question, Shonda. Appreciate that. Okay, let me go to the 10-day. There we go. And you'll notice the early part of this week looks good. We'll watch that shower chance tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow night. I don't think it'll be a huge concern, but we'll have more clouds around. But it still feels pretty good. 83 tomorrow. We do warm up into the mid, maybe upper 80s by the end of the week. It'll get a little more humid too. So yes, we will return to typical August heat and humidity, but we're not looking at extreme heat. We're not looking at mid 90s. We're not looking at heat index numbers near 100 or anything like that anytime soon. Keep the 80s across the board. 40% chance that you will see showers and storms Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. All three of those days, 40% chance for showers and storms. And then hopefully about a week from now, we can get that system out of here. We can calm things down again for a little bit. But guys, we've had a lot worse in August. That is for sure. So we'll take what we have right now for the next 10 days. No doubt about that. Okay. Any last minute? Any last minute comments, questions, thoughts, concerns before we sign off tonight? Appreciate you guys watching as always. Amen, Adam. That 10 days as normal as we've seen in a long while. Indeed it is. We appreciate you watching as always. Oh, here comes another one. Gary says he loves the summer warm fall weather. That is true, Gary. I will give you that. That is 100% true. It's just kind of a heads up for how cold it's going to be in the winter. That's true. But there's a lot of good things about fall. A lot of good things. And summer too. But again, don't cancel your plans later this week, okay? There's going to be some dry time. It's not going to rain every single second, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It's not. So don't cancel your plans. Just have the Wave Weather app handy so you can make sure that you're avoiding those storms, or if you have those storms coming near where you are, that you can head inside. All right? And as we get closer to that more unsettled setup by the end of the week, we can get more specific on the timing of those storms by then. Nancy says, great job. I like the way you present the forecast. Very kind of you. I appreciate it. Just having a conversation, like friends. That's all it is. David says, are we clear tonight for the meteor shower? Yeah, I mentioned it quite a bit ago, David. I apologize if you missed it. It should be mostly clear. There's going to be some clouds streaming in through the night, kind of the thinner clouds. So that might obscure you just a little bit, but there should be some breaks in those clouds where you might get a good shot of something streaking through the sky tonight. So hope that answers your question there. Gary's got a good question. Excuse me. When will it start cooling down for good? That's a loaded question, Gary. There's been times where at the end of September, we're still in the 90s. So that's tough to say at this point. Yeah, it's tough to say. Hopefully we can cool things down by mid to late September, but we've had plenty of warm starts to October as well. So we'll be able to answer that a little better here in the next couple of weeks. Adam's asking about the best time for the meteors tonight, pre-sunrise. So 3, 4, 5 a.m., somewhere in that ballpark, maybe even 6 a.m., although you're starting to get some daylight by that point. So, yeah, 3, 4, 5 a.m. is probably the good bet, Adam, for that. All right, that's going to do it for tonight. We will be back on TV after the closing ceremony of the Olympics. It is over. We racked up, 120-something medals? So go USA. And that also means, by the way, that all of our newscasts are back to normal. So we know it's been kind of crazy the last few weeks with all the Olympics going on, but all of our newscasts on TV are back to normal starting now, I guess, starting tonight at 11 o'clock. And Brian will be here filling in for Tawana on Sunrise tomorrow morning. I'm sure he'll do a good morning blog as well. And that's going to do it for now. Appreciate you guys watching as always. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Carrie's actually got a good question here real quick. Won't be online anymore. Of course we'll be online. Absolutely. Yeah, we're not going anywhere. We will continue to do Wave Weather Now all the time. Every day if we can. Every single day. Every weekend night, Saturday night, Sunday night around 7 o'clock, I'm here. So yeah, we'll definitely still be here. But if for those of us who still are the old school TV watchers on regular Wave NBC TV, just wanted to let everybody know that we are back to normal with our newscasts as the Olympics wind down. Okay, I will see you tonight after the closing ceremony on Wave News at 11. And the whole gang will be back here tomorrow, keeping you updated on those storm chances and soon to be Ernesto for this new week ahead. Have a great week, work, school, whatever it might be. And we will talk soon, guys. Good night.